Okay, what was the first, I guess maybe starting in high school, what was your first draw to journalism, or do you remember the first time you thought of journalism as a career possibility?
Yeah, I think it was probably around my sophomore year or so. Just started to kind of figure out, what are my interests and how can I combine them into a tangible profession. And sports was always there. It was from the time I can remember. It was a huge draw of mine, and then I really started to come into really like writing by the time I was 14 or 15. And I think with a lot of people that go into journalism, somebody once told you, you're a good writer, you're a decent writer. So
yeah.
I wanted to do that, and that's really the first time I thought, well, what can I do to combine both of those things?
Who was do you happen to remember the first person who told you, or was there a specific moment or a teacher who sort of catapulted you, or was it more just in general?
I really don't think that there was kind of a tipping point moment for me in that regard. I think there was a lot of it was a gradual process. I think that I enjoyed writing, and I think really the first time I ever thought about enjoying writing or that I was good at writing was in second grade when we had a new student came into our class, and my teacher, we didn't have enough phonics books, and she took mine away. And she said I didn't need it, and she gave it to the new student.
Okay.
So I mean it happened.
Telling you that you were good enough,
Yeah.
and you didn't need the phonics.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I think that's that kind of that's not a tipping point to go into journalism, but that's just kind of the first thing I can remember in terms of being decent at writing and understanding how it works, and so it was more of a gradual process.
Okay. You've always liked sports.
Always
liked sports, and you always liked writing too. So you thought combine the two.
Yes.
How's that been going so far?
It's been an interesting road, I guess. When I first started, my first semester at Oregon, Missouri, and I was pretty terrified. I had no idea how it was going to go, and it didn't go particularly well at first. I really was kind of lost and didn't know what I was doing whatsoever.
Okay.
Since then,
I think a lot of people are in the same boat.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know how to write. It's so different, and it's such a understanding how to write it with that kind of not a newspaper voice, because I try to get away from that as much as possible, but trying to learn how to write that way was really difficult, and it took me a long time. But now this semester it's been great, I think.
And have you had a favorite story that you've done, or perhaps a favorite few stories that you think really struck you?
In general, I've had a few favorites over the course of this semester. I wrote, it's stuff that really wasn't a big deal. I wrote a story about two wide receivers on the football team who caught their first touchdown passes in the first game, and I wrote a story about what it's like to catch your first touchdown pass. And it was just kind of a quick idea. I didn't spend a ton of time on it. It was a 2-day turnaround, but I loved the story. The anecdotes they told and how honest they were about it were great. And just this past week, actually, I covered the game in Colorado, and I got to spend like 2 hours before the game just hanging out with their live buffalo mascot and the people that take care of it. And it's just stuff like that, doing things you'd never do beforehand.
Cool.
I pet the buffalo, and they yelled at me because I wasn't supposed to, but it's just stuff like that is fun.